So I will be presenting today on behalf of the entire team, which some of the members are present here and back home as well. I'm presenting on behalf of those members led by the Vice Chancellor present here, Professor Jakite, who is also the chair of our ICB, the Institutional Committee of Biosafety and Biosecurity. So, but before I move forward with the presentation, I will join just my friend Willie to really pay tribute to our colleague on behalf of the whole teams. I will not ask you to stand, but I will not even go any further for any specific tribute to him, because Willie did all those already. He was a key player in all this process, and also a very important key player in the research at the Malaria Research and Training Center back in Bamako. I mean the late Dr. Mamadou Koulibaly. So with your permission, that was just to say thank to him, and may he rest in peace. So this said, the title of my talk will be the Public Institutional Committee on Biosafety and Biosecurity. So we add the word public and also biosecurity to the ICB to make it much more broader in order just to be able to apprehend most of the aspects of the biorisk which we are going through actually. We all know what is about biotechnology, and we are just consuming daily its product. So this said, I will just go quickly through a kind of a story around the creation and also the implementation of this institutional committee. So it's a long way and a long walk, but I will not take you through all the steps. But the key step here is that early 2000, with our friend here, Dr. Willie, that was in Bamako. This is where we heard most of the time the biosafety and biosecurity and its concept and what it is about. We went through together, through the African Association for Biosafety and Biosecurity, and also the late Madame Abouare, who was about the technology, the plant, etc. It was a big field and a newly one for us. I don't know much about Willie, but for us it was really new. But we went through that, and late in 2000, the late 2010 or early 2010, we just got to think about now about our own nation, about our own country, how to implement those specific concepts, to raise awareness about it, and also to be able to sensitize all those responsible and stakeholders. That was a very, very big challenge. We went through that with all the components, as I said, Dr. Koulibaly, myself, and many others. How to bring those big guys, like the Vice Chancellor and the Chancellor, as well the Ministry and all those people to know there is a new coming concept, but also which is about life sciences. If you want to do research, particularly in biotechnology, you need to go through masterizing those concepts. And this is how it went, through the collaboration with Sanja, funded by BEP at that time. And there were three components. The first one was to do what we called a landscape scanning of all aspects of biosecurity and biosafety in the country at that time. And also to be able to establish a partnership with the newly established association in the country, the Association for Biosecurity and Biosafety in Mali, and also to be able to engage those champions, between brackets, myself and Willie, those champions in those countries which are really involved in the training aspect. That was the key important, in order to have what we call the human resource capability development. Those are the three key components which we went through in collaboration with BP and Sanja with the involvement of the university. And then from there, in 2015, the university itself get in the dance. And what he did was just to establish what we call a committee of reflections, biosafety reflection committee at the university, with a clear term of references for us to go through. Here also it was a 3 key components. What was it? The first one was to be able to produce what we call a comprehensive update on the status of biosafety and biosecurity in the country, and also to be able to develop a framework for the development of a curriculum, or master curriculum. That was a big, big challenge, and it was a big stake. But thanks to God, we were able to establish that. Today we have a master's degree at the university, which I'm just coordinating. And also to be able at that time to examine the possibility of establishing a kind of management committee, which will be for the university, the research program in the university. That committee, at that time we didn't call ICB, but at least we had that in mind to build and develop and create a committee which will take care of the biosecurity and biosafety aspect within the university. So from there, we started from 2015 at that time. This is the timetable. From that period, 2015 to 2021, it was almost 5 years. 5 years of long, long march. We call that the march in French. I don't know how you say that in English, but I think it's a walk. The long walk to go. I will not take you annually by step, but during that 5 years period, it was a really, really negotiation. A hard-working, sensitization, bring awareness to all those key players, as I said, from the university chancellor to the minister, to the general directors, and so on. As my friend said, Sandy said, when you change the minister, it's the old minister which is gone. Imagine during 5 years' time, how many ministers we have seen. I will not tell you. It was a lot. But you have to redo again the process from this crash, and with patience and negotiation. It was hard. But at least, and finally, thanks God, in 2001, just recently, we were able to create that Institutional Biosafety Committee in the university. It was a big relief, and at that time, that's where we really lost our friend, which here I really again pay tribute, but he was one of the key players, okay? At that time, this had been created with that formal document, and when we got that document, it was like not only relief, we were so happy and enthusiastic about all the effort deployed and the effort we went through to be able to get that document. It was from even the rector, the chancellor, and the vice chancellor who gave us this one. But he is here, and I'm happy to see him here, to hear what I'm saying, but to hear also what you guys are saying. These things is very important, really. And from here, I will start again doing sensitization around him, because he haven't seen. He will not listen to anymore, but he has seen it, and he knows now what is the concept. And it's very, very important. And that document signed by him, he's the chair of the committee, led us to really the creation and the establishment of the missions of that committee through a law. The law had been adopted since 2008. But imagine from that time to 2021, this is where we get that biosafety committee. And in the law is clearly mentioned that the presence, the creation, and the establishment of an ICB is the key technical component in order for a national biosafety committee must be operating. If you don't have an institutional committee, the national biosafety, that's in the law, will not be able to function normally. That's clear. But imagine you took us almost 20 or 10 years to establish that one. So from there, we went through, is just having umbrella as the institutional umbrella, the university, and also affiliate to the Minister of Environment, because in this process, so many ministers have been involved. That makes us really like getting on the hill. It was a really difficult task to bring all those stakeholders together, different ministers. And the composition is the 13 members. I will go that in detail soon. And we can call also on any special external expertise to join the committee and help just reviewing document or whatever function or mission the committee is just mandated for. Biosecurity officer and permanent secretary, those are the composition and the structure of the committee. The composition will come to that one, but the committee is based following those specific legal instruments. As I said, the law, which had been adopted in 2008, and many other legal instrument documents. When we had that in our hand, the presidential decree, all those aspects, helped us to discuss with some of the ministers, some of the stakeholders, what is about, and it had been done because we have a legal instrument which allowing it. That's very important also. This law need to be rewrite and to do many other aspects because we have been almost useless now, but this process also is underway. From that and from there, it was the creation and the mission. Mission is mainly to be able to bring together all the structures which are related to the biosecurity, biosafety, and the biotechnology across the university, mission or activity. To be able to bring all of them together and let them know that there's a regulatory path to follow if you want to go through research project or whatever. Is more than important. And those missions are here. There are a lot, almost I think 20 or 15. But I will just go through here the key points. Mainly to provide training to researcher teams as needed as possible. Depending on what they are doing in terms of biotechnology, they have to come to that committee. How to come? They have to submit document or application for their proposal. How to do that? We do training, and we are proposing as mission for that committee to do training for those research teams. And also to provide advice and recommendation to researcher and regulator. That's very important because of the education and the communication is not easy for that specific field of biosecurity and biosafety, particularly for stakeholders, because they're expecting something else than those specific aspects which they are not masterized very well. Familiar with it, and they are asking so many questions you need to answer, which is not that easy. So the mission are here again, but the last one is just to review, to be able to review the contingencies plan by the principal investigator of each project to respond to an accidental release of a GMO in accordance with regulatory requirements. Those are the different missions which have been just, outlined for after the creation and for the biosafety and biosecurity committee. So the composition, as I said, I will come here in detail. What is about here? That was just to have as much as possible different representatives from different fields, different areas of expertise. They have to be part of that. This is what we call the multi-sectoral approach and collaboration. It is very important because you will never be able to have all those aspects which are related to biotechnology. If you have as many as expertise, it will help you to review the document and let the PI know that the principal investigator to know that in that committee is not only regulatory. They have the expert. Whatever they can bring you as the proposal, you are able just to masterize and to explain, also to do a critical review and give them even feedback or even advice. It's very important key. That's why we bring all of those people, those expertise from different areas. The main is the vice director, which represents the chancellor of the university, is here present, and also a representative of Biosecurity Association, myself, a specialist in environmental and biotechnology issues. Also a legal advisor, a representative of the National Biosafety Laboratory. We have that one, which is a regional. It's about the EcoWax. That lab is based in Bamako. So we have a representative from that one, which is especially dedicated to the review, eventually to do the monitoring assessment. Whatever you got as a review, you give a favorable, go ahead, you need to go through the surveillance. This lab do that technically, and that's why he has his representative sitting in the committee. The USTTB communicator officer, and also the head of the legal affairs in the university. So those are the key representatives and which are composing the ICB. So the mandate and the functions are here. So key mandates are just organized most of the time by the chair of the committee. And what it do is just to appoint a permanent secretary through nomination or vote. Also, the members are appointed by decision by the chancellor itself, and the committee appoint a biosafety officer as well. So those representatives are really nominated, and they are working through the different activities which are just mandated by the committee. The initial staffing and resource. So where do we get the resource to make it functioning? That's a key challenge. So I was able to say that here, but when I saw the different presentation, I know that's a big challenge common to all the ICB. The resources, not only human resource, but even financial resource is the key players. I don't know how we will bring that one, because it's a good strategy. But please, this is the key really area we really need to work on it. Funding, mobilization, financial resource is a key problem, challenge which are facing the different committee, including for our own committee. So here the key is just what is existing as asset. Whatever has asset, like the local, the mobile, the tangible, non-tangible assets, are really dedicated to the different activity for the committee. The financial I already talked about is subvention, budget, and donation, which are not most of the time the case. We are looking at it, but there is a restrictive kind of budget in the different universities. Particularly the new university has a big problem for that one.